Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food on YouTube and Facebook and sometimes my own personal Facebook page if I like it. I did that with the two mental hungers. I put them on my regular Facebook page for those that don't even know that I do this. It was kind of fun. Bulletproof coffee, bulletproof coffee, poppy colored mug. It could be my favorite color. Anyway, did you know that a craving only lasts from 4 to 6 minutes? So what can you do in those 4 to 6 minutes to take your focus off the craving? What do you think you could do? Well, what I learned to do is sometimes squint at something. Like if it's there and you can't remove it from the room, nor can you remove yourself from the room, squint. Like when I'm in a staff meeting and somebody brings a num num in, and it's one of my kind of num nums, which may not be one of your kind of num nums, but nevertheless, there's a temptation there. I have to learn how to squint at it. Just like in this house, because Greg eats a lot of goodies that I guess they could become things of mine, but I don't even see them. So, but first I had to learn how to squint because they're here in the house and so am I, and I'm not going to go get another house just to avoid temptations, right? So getting through that craving, I know there was one, she was like one of those beauty queens, former cheerleader, one of those southern gals that just, just very pretty, charming, hospitable. And she said, I just set the timer on my clock, on my stove. I just set it. And then I just go and do something. And by the time it rings, my craving is gone. And I love that myself. Works, huh? And so some people, have the fortune to like leave the room and leave the area. Some people, for me, that phantom hunger thing, that phantom craving, that we think we've come up with, that is really, for me, it's always mental hunger. It's, I'm not really, so, yeah, right, as if I'm hungry, as if you may be hungry. So I have a 20-ounce glass of water. And so I heat it up in the microwave. I always do. I just take the chill off because of my old sensitive teeth and fillings. And so I heat it up for 1 minute. So it just makes it warm. And so there's 1 minute. And then I gulp it down. There's 2 minutes. So, I'm halfway through my craving just with that little exercise alone. And so that's oftentimes how I do it. And, at that point, for me, it's as simple as I can come in and surf on my computer or do something like that. There's plenty of ways to deal with the craving besides having it. And if any of you are in this tribe, you already know that I'll just have one bite of it. Right. It's just like buying that half-gallon of ice cream and putting it in the freezer and thinking that this is a controlled substance, that and not the DEA type, and that you can maintain controlled eating around it if that is your absolute dive-in bad food. If you're gonna have your pint of ice cream, have your pint of ice cream. Get rid of it. One person, and I don't like to call them a diet guru, but a food plan guru. One of their tips, and I kind of like this, if sweets are your downfall, to only have sweets outside. So if you do like your ice cream, say, only have ice cream out. Go to one of those ice creamy places and have your cone, your cup, your whatever, and then it's done. It's not in the house. Because it's always very, 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 very tempting to me. When I was addicted to Friendly's ice cream, you want to talk half gallons of Friendly's ice cream, many different flavors, and then the toppings. And so I'd have to put all these things on one of my, it would scream to me. It would scream. And maybe I could get through the evening with just having my portion controlled ice cream. But the rest is still in the freezer for the next day. And so it would happen. And so what happened when I thought I had a controlled portion, and it's in the freezer, so it's not like it's going bad, and that in a few days I'd have another portion. No, no. It would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And it was always interesting to go buy more. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You know it is part of your addiction. You know it is like your drug. It's your crack. It's your heroin. It's your ice cream. And you go and you buy more. And you're in the store and it's legal and you kind of look like a regular person. And you've got it in your cart along with your broccoli. Maybe even back in the day when you'd be doing, lean cuisine type of things. Maybe you even do that now for lunch. I don't know. Maybe it works. I don't know. And so you'd have it in your cart and you'd look like just this regular person just buying a couple half gallons because it's 2 for $5, something like that. And then you'd get it home. And for me, my addict is called Miss Slick. And Miss Slick would be working all over me. And I thought I was so controlled and more because I could wait until after dinner to have it. So I'm buying it at 8 or 9 in the morning. I'm putting it in the freezer. It doesn't start talking at that time. It starts talking the next day. It's like got a time release on it. Time released ice cream. That's going to be the name of this video. And so it starts talking and like, you bought it, right? I'd buy the darn stuff. It's in the freezer. It's my responsibility. And yet, there I go. So anyway, cravings take 4 to 6 minutes to work through. So try to figure out what works for you in working through the craving. For me, it's always the glass of water first. I'll have that 20-ounce dog of water. And that's a good start for me. And then I leave the area if possible. If it's at work, I squint. If I'm sitting there at the table, I squint. And then it becomes a lab rat experiment, right? I watch the people that are kind of foodies, not to the extreme that I was before with my overeating, but those that can't resist and aren't fighting it. They're not really fighting it. They're not concerned about what they weigh, concerned about what they eat. So they take another sliver of it. Because for me, cake is my downfall now. And they'll have another sliver. They'll work on decimating that cake. And I just love to watch the behaviors because I own all of them at some point in my life. That sliver, that neatening it up, all of it. So, a craving takes 4 to 6 minutes. What can you do for yourself, or what do you do, or what have you taught yourself to do, or what has somebody else taught you? Maybe a Weight Watcher leader at a face-to-face meeting has dealt with cravings and has told you how long they last and what little tools and tips you can put in place, So, the ice cream I would buy from Friendly's, even though it was 2 for $5, had a time release on it, and I would buy it. I would buy it. My drug of choice. So I am so glad that those days are kind of past a little bit. My grass-fed beef is in my freezer now, and I like it like that. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye for now.